Hello everyone and welcome to the bottom of the well. Now I played this one before and I did the what was it? I don't know, like normal Alice or something like that. But the story left like a lot of unanswered things, so I thought that I will record this one again and see if I get another ending, because last time I died and that sucks. Yeah, last time it was the default Alice that was recommended, and I actually think that I will do like everything of these, because this was the default. Then there's just a random thing, and then there's my like own made, and then there's this dark Alice which I'm actually really interested, but I wanna save it for last just in case. Let's do the randomly generated Alice. A random Alice makes the computer randomly generate an Alice for you with random stats. Note that if you already clicked default Alice, custom Alice or dark Alice, you will need to click reroll to create a new randomized Alice. So I need to do the roll again. Random Alice rolled. Okay. That's good enough for us, I think. And we start like we did last time. Morning, morning. Also, I don't know if I should like do like these different voices for everyone or something like that. I don't know, I'm just gonna do this one like well, let's see. I don't know yet. That's thing that I'm considering, but I don't know yet what to do. So okay, I can use that. Did you catch the anniversary reading last night? No. Well, I tried, but I fell asleep. Listen, about that. You fell asleep? Oh, come on. Alice in Wonderland is like your favorite. Let me finish. Something happened. I was turning in on my radio. You're such a Luddite. Amazing I can even catch you online. Shut up, I'm not a Luddite. I just like analog things. Anyway, I was turning in to the broadcast and I must have hit the AM switch or something, because suddenly the channel changed to something else. What? Aliens? Oh, government-run number stations. No, it was this weird, like white noise at first. It's hard to explain why I was so drawn to it. I could hear snippets of some melody, maybe lyrics, but the signal was weak. So you turned it off and continued looking for the Alice broadcast. So I went out on my balcony and turned the antenna around until the signal came through clear. It now sounded more like music, with the odd signal in the background. When logic and proportion have fallen sloppy dead and the white night is talking backwards, and the Red Queen's off with her head. Oh, so somebody's pirate radio broadcast of golden oldies. It felt like there was something else there. Some message that the music was hiding. I know it sounds weird. And then I fell asleep. What a story. No, hear me out. I dreamed and I didn't know I was dreaming. Do you understand? It was entirely lucid, but like waking up in another world, except I didn't think of it as another world. Ugh. Does this make any sense? You had a super lifelike dream where you didn't know you were dreaming, but you were still lucidly in control. Sounds pretty rad to me. I'm sure it would have been, except for the whole end of the world apocalypse bit in the dream. Okay, now you got my attention. Okay, so that was like the same thing as before. So, like I said, it was the end of the world. Everything I did that day felt like the real thing. Every smell, every sound, every color, every touch. It's important, you know that. I wasn't acting like I would in a dream. I didn't know it was a dream. Also, I think I will do try to do different things from the first video I did of this. So I would get more probable other endings. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Heavy. There was no warning, no build-up, nothing. Just between one moment and the next, the TV had turned to the emergency alert system, and this voice that sounded like it had been recorded in the 60s told us we were under attack. Were you alone? No, I was with Jess. We were on a date. We were kind of ignoring the movie, although... Shit. I think it was the new Star Wars. Well then. Wait, who's Jess? My boyfriend. I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, but in the dream I did. Here, hunk. I'll take that as a yes. What happened then? Like I said, the TV suddenly turned to the emergency alert system. Jacked the volume all the way up too. I didn't even know they could do that. The broadcast told us we were under attack right now and that we needed to get to shelter. That we had less than 30 minutes before the bombs hit. Jesus, sounds scary. At first I didn't want to believe it. I switched to the channel, but they were all the same. And then the sirens started. Tornado sirens, flood sirens, I don't know. And I knew things were serious. So, what do you do? Well, Jess was right there and he... Wait up. Tell me more about this sudden new boyfriend of yours. I thought you weren't in the dating scene. Actually, I've been thinking about putting myself out there. Like, maybe some online dating or something. Although I'm kind of afraid to check OkCupid for now. What if there's a guy there named Jess? Good icebreaker. Good icebreaker. Hi, I'm Alice. I dreamed about you last night. You were my end of the world, buddy. Funny. Aren't I just? You were saying about chess? What kind of name is that anyway? I wasn't, really. I mean, yeah, he was pretty hot, I guess. And smart, and into me. What more could you ask for? I can sense you blushing all the way over there. Maybe I should check my OkCupid profile, actually. So, what did your boyfriend think? That's the thing. The moment they made the announcement, he got this face. Like panic. He tried calling a number, but the network was clogged. And then he jumped on my laptop for a moment to type up an email before basically just rushing towards the door. What? Without you? No, I mean, it was his sister. His sister's disabled. She lives in a house by herself, needs a lot of assistance, blah blah. He told me all about her. Point is, he had to go get her. He asked if I wanted to come too. Also, I think that this is the text is now like continuation to the Mad Hatter, but Hatter is slightly whiter, which indicates the who is speaking, and but this I think this would be the Alice's line, but I don't know, but I think that's how this supposed to be. Oh damn, did you? Well, I knew that chess wasn't going to wait for me. If I wanted to go with him, I had to go right away. Just grab my stuff and go. Making quick decisions in the spur of the moment doesn't sound like you. So, what you do? Yeah, I think that if I remember correctly, I last time thought about the options, but I'm thinking let's do this because I think that the custom role thing went with really dating and everything like that. So let's go with chess to help him out with his sister. So I decided to go with chess. I mean, how couldn't I? He clearly needed help. Altruistic. How long had you been dating? Cynic. Long enough to know my feelings were real. I mean, they felt real in a dream. Where did the sister live again? In a borough. Practically the suburbs. So pretty far. Chess said he usually takes the subway or a bus. It didn't seem very likely we'd be able to catch a bus with the air raid sirens blaring through. Anyone with any sense would be bunkering up, bus and subway drivers included. So, how were you planning on getting to the sister in less than 30 minutes? Oh, spoiler. The bombs didn't start dropping on us within 30 minutes. It took longer than that. They did start though. That's lucky. Yeah, well, it didn't mean we weren't in a hurry. But you didn't leave empty-handed though, right? Oh, right, yes. I grabbed my biggest bag I had. My shoulder bag that I usually just use to carry my laptop in when I need to. Okay, so... Well, I have a feeling that we will need the... Well, the radio is like a must. And then we take the first aid kit. Spare clothes? No? Okay, so we can get only... I'm thinking the radio or the first aid kit. Huh. Because if we have the radio, we can hear the emergency broadcasts and everything like that. But first aid kit would be really useful, because I don't think that the spare clothes would be too necessary. I'm gonna go with the first aid kit, because last time I think I did take the radio. Yeah. Go on. Bureau. Sister. Bombs incoming. How did you plan to get there in the chaos? The chaos. Yeah. The streets were nuts. Everything and everyone was going crazy. Crashes everywhere, but no one was responding. The street was completely gridlocked. I'm talking maybe 15 minutes after the first announcement here. All it takes is a few cars in the wrong place. But you live pretty centrally, right? It had to be better further out. Did Jess have a car? No. But if we wanted the car, there were tons around. People just left them, keys in the ignition, and ran. Holy shit. It really must have been a bedlam. It was. I was so scared. So, steal a car or walk? We discussed walking. It was like 14 miles or something. It'd probably take at least 4 or 5 hours on a good day, and this wasn't a good day. Maybe a good start though. Things might clear up outside the downtown area, and you might be able to steal a car there. Appropriate car. Stealing sounds so criminal. Whatever you say. Any other options except stealing, appropriating a car, and hoofing it? Something in between. I know a guy with a motorcycle. He really loves that motorcycle. But I wondered if maybe he'd be willing to borrow it. I mean, for fuck's sake, we were going to go rescue a disabled woman. You know him well? Not really. It was a long shot, but potentially worth it. I didn't know you knew how to drive a motorcycle. I'm a woman of many talents. So, what did you do? Okay, so... Well, I think the car won't work because like Alice said, there was like chaos and everything, and I think the cars would be like blocking every road and everything. I don't know. I would think that. And well, the walking would take like a long time to get like, well, that would take a long time, but I don't know if the dude likes the motorcycle and everything. He won't probably give it to us, but I'm gonna go try to get the motorcycle. The motorcycle seemed like a good idea at the time, except that when we arrived at his building, the first thing I saw was him outside, prepping his ride together with a group of similarly attired, similarly equipped motorcycle guys. So much of borrowing a motorcycle then. He didn't recognize me when I approached, and when I tried to introduce myself, he gave me one look and basically said, "Listen, I don't know who you are, but I'm busy. Fuck off before I make you fuck off." And then he showed off the piece on his belt. Yikes. I got out there post haste. So no daring escape into the sunset on your motorcycle with bombs going off behind you. What a pathetic excuse for a power fantasy this dream of yours is. I don't think it ever was a power fantasy, or necessarily fantasy at all. Anyway, I still had to make a choice, and I had already lost a lot of time. Well, obviously, we're not gonna have a motorcycle. We should have walked. Well, I don't know. Like, then we would probably be smart to try to steal the vehicle, maybe. Oh god. Well, I mean, if there was like a lot of these motorcycle guys, then I guess someone would probably get us like Alice and Chess out of there. So I think I'm gonna try the luck with the motorcycle man. The motorcycle seemed like a good idea at the time, except that when I arrived at his building, the first thing I saw him was outside prepping his ride together with a group of similarly attired, similarly equipped motorcycle guys. Is this just the same shit? Yes, it seems so. Okay, so now we just lost time. Okay, now we have lost too much time and we're probably fucked. Now I'm gonna try to steal the vehicle. Because it seems that bombs will go off like at a certain amount of time. And for the future, I'm gonna look when the shit gets hot. So if that means even anything, or does it go off with the that it depends, but we'll see. But yeah, I don't know, I mean, we thought the walking, so probably it's best to walk past the worst, because there's no way that we're gonna get far with the streets like full of cars just left by there. And yeah, let's try the walking. I decided walking was the best option. The whole downtown area was gridlocked, cars everywhere, people running down the sidewalks and sirens blaring. It was like one of those disaster movies. No hope of driving anywhere, at any rate. But where was everyone going? Most of them were going home, I think. People were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And there you were, running away from home. Once I made my decision, I stuck to it, no matter how much I was filled with doubt. Half an hour. Half an hour was nothing. Nothing at all. But luckily that estimate was completely wrong. Sometimes I'll walk half an hour in the wrong direction just because I stubbornly refuse to believe I'm lost. I didn't know what was the right direction. But I did try to get wherever I was going as fast as possible. I stayed off the major roads, and especially roads that I knew led towards metro stations. Not that I was the only one who'd gotten that grand idea. Was there any danger? Like people attacking each other or something? No. I thought we were all going in the same direction, but then I realized that the crowd was heading somewhere I hadn't planned to go, a subway station. What you do? I elbowed a few people and ducked and waved my way out there before I was swept too far along, but I did lose precious time. Time, yes. Isn't that the thing you're fighting here? How far away were you planning on getting? Well, a lot further than I had gotten at the point. I could practically still see my apartment building, but the crowd was slowly thinning at least, and I actually saw a vehicle in motion, an ambulance weaving between stalled cars with its sirens blaring. What you do? Well, we should probably get to the shelter before the bombs fell, because we're gonna be fucked when that happens. So I kept walking, although I started looking for shelter. I found myself looking over my shoulder all the time, as if the flash could come at any time. Aren't you supposed to look away from the flash? Well, yeah, but how could I not? Some warning, something. The sirens were pointless. Weren't they supposed to warn when the event was imminent? Now I'd been out for at least an hour and no bombs yet. I think I would just stayed at home, or done just about anything but head out into the open. You do that when you have this dream. I did what I did. So, how long did you risk staying out? I asked Chess what he thought, and he just shook his head. He was going to keep going. I don't know. Let's go with Chess. Chess's single-mindedness was what led me. I was pretty sure this was a monumental mistake, and that we'd get caught outside and killed for sure, but I couldn't just leave him. so we kept walking. So, how did that work out for you? Well, I wasn't born yesterday. Even though a main road might have been faster, I decided to stay off it. If I saw blockage of cars, I ran over them. Fuck the dents. If someone called out for help, I ignored them. Movement forward, that was all I cared about. I started jogging almost immediately. Did I mention I was like crazy buff in this dream? It was pretty rad. Anyway, with the adrenaline, it felt like I could keep it up indefinitely. Chess kept up. He was driven by worry and stress and wasn't going to let something like physical exhaustion stop him. I'm sorry, my mouth is getting a little dry. I'm gonna take a little sip of water. Sorry for that. And well, once I got away from downtown area, things were much smoother. I ran as fast as I could, as far as I could. No bombs, still no bombs. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my luck. But I knew I was pushing it now. What did you do? We were getting closer, so we kept walking. You actually made it that far? How long was until the bombs actually hit? I'm not entirely sure, but something like 2 hours? I think they hit everywhere else before they hit us. I'm not really sure why. Missile shield? Do we have one of those? Anyway, I knew that us getting this far was a miracle. Whatever hope we might have of finding a better shelter than Chess's sister's house was nil. I told him that, and he agreed. All they wanted to do was to get there. I think that the in the before the wanted is supposed to be we, I guess. So, was she there? Come on, this is exciting. We went up to the door and Chess started banging on it. After a few minutes, it opened on the chain and I could just barely see a mop of pale hair and scared eyes. He told her it was him and she immediately opened the door and jumped in his arms. Jumped? So, not a physical disability? It was, but she wasn't wheelchair bound constantly. There was, however, a wheelchair in the entry hall. Anyway, we didn't really have time for niceties. The bombs were coming. Right. Miss Pragmatic. So, battle plan. I knew the most important thing was getting the shelter away from windows and walls. The bathroom in the center of the house seemed the safest. No basement? No basement. What about, like, food and things? I didn't think about it, honestly. I mean, it was already where it was supposed to be. So, what was the point of moving it from the cupboards? So, the bombs, they actually hid then? In the dream. The first thing that happened was the windows blew in. I just closed my eyes and pulled up my knees and made myself as small as possible. Chess held his sister. The bombing continued for I don't know how long, but aside from the windows, we seemed to be pretty okay. Imagine what it must have been like downtown. Sorry. I didn't want to think about what it was like in downtown. It was scary enough out there. A few cars drove past and I heard sirens. At one point I ventured out to glance out of a window. Once the bombs had stopped hitting, and I saw city center in flames. But at least you got out. How long did you wait in the house? Well, I don't know. Well, how long? I think we wouldn't be leaving there if the Chess's sister is like wheelchair bound or like having some physical thing going on, because if she's not going anywhere, I think that Chess won't be leaving either, and I'm gonna stick with Chess now, so I wasn't planning on leaving. Really? You felt that comfortable there? I was tired. I didn't want to fight anymore. Sure, a lot of the food in the house was covered in dust, and sure, it wasn't exactly the most sheltered place in the world, but I was tired. Okay, so what happened then? I cleaned up as best as I could, taped up the windows, dumped all the refuse outside, made food out of what I could. There was an ashen rain, then a black sludge rain, then beautiful weather. People streamed by outside, but I ignored them. There's actually not much else to say. Well, I'd been feeling it for a long time already, but by then it just came to an end. I couldn't move anymore. I was too weak. I had to rest, but I couldn't even keep food down. In the end, I couldn't even stay conscious or talk. Radiation poisoning? Yes. Of the acute bad kind. I suppose it was lucky I can't really say much more of my last time on Earth. I was too delirious, too out of it, to really notice or realize anything anymore. I came out in and out of it, but mostly I remember incredible pain whenever I was conscious. I remember Chess being there, comforting me, giving me water when I asked for it, but in the end, his face disappeared in a blur as well. And thus concluded my dream. Well, that was interesting. What do you think? I think it felt incomplete, like there was something missing. That wasn't the way it was supposed to end, you know? Dreams are supposed to end in a certain way. This one was, I think. It felt like it was trying to tell me something, but I wasn't listening closely enough. Maybe you can try again next night, see if you hear the same recording. Speaking of, what frequency was this on? That's the weird part. When I tried to see, I realized I had hit the right channel, and that it was in fact reading Alice in Wonderland. And this isn't exactly some obscure number station frequency on the AM bands. Well, maybe you'll dream it next night again anyway. That's a good thing with dreams. You can always dream them again. And maybe do something different the second time around. Well, Balls. We died again. Shit. Well, we didn't get any other ending this time either. And but the story went differently than before. At least slightly, but that's probably because the Alice was different. So yeah, I think I'm gonna... So the next one will be the custom Alice. That how I would think would be the best or something. I don't know. We'll see when I do that. But for now, that was the bottom of the well random Alice. And next time we will do the custom one. So, until then, goodbye for now.